So this is a little bit interesting from what I can tell because there's a lot of people that are a little bit freaking out about something that Aaron Greenberg is doing in terms of Xbox. You guys might know he's a person who works at Xbox. I think he's in charge of the entire situation with the marketing and things like that. And so, he's always been a little bit outspoken for Xbox, right? And what I mean by that is he's talked about Xbox for a long time. He's been part of Xbox for a long time, and to be honest with you, it's just very interesting the way that this sort of happens. That he comes out and says something, and then the other side kind of gets upset by it. But there's a little bit of hypocrisy there, and not only is there some hypocrisy there, but there's also some some people with a short-term memory, as far as I can tell. But I do want to get into the video because I feel like this is going to be a very hot topic, and trust me when I say that. Hey there, everyone. I'm Crapgamer, and this, of course, is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few cool changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly maybe even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It really does mean a lot. Thank you guys. It's been fantastic. Some of the reception that I've been getting has just been out of this world, and I'm really appreciative of it, and just want to say thank you guys. So with that being said, just absolutely amazing time. If you're looking to help out, a simple like does the trick, and just really do appreciate that. So without further ado, I wanted to talk about this. So Aaron Greenberg was out there kind of tweeting about this, and his basically, what was kind of funny about it is that his new background has like the future of Xbox, and it's got like somebody made it, obviously, and it's got like a lot of the franchises and stuff, and a lot of these franchises used to be multi-platform, and now they're not. And somebody made a picture of him where he's doing the X symbol next to Crash Bandicoot, and he's got that one up. I mean, I think someone made this for him. I don't think it was necessarily done completely in jest, but I also think people are a little bit kind of I don't want to say short memory, but if you want to kind of get technical about it, I mean, I've seen a lot of people go, "Oh, well, Sony would never." Like, we can drop that, right? Sony buys exclusivity as well. They don't buy whole publishers, at least not yet. But they've done a lot of schmarmy things, a lot of things to really kind of go out there and kind of attack Microsoft. And you don't even have to go back very far to look at these things, right? You can look at, if you guys remember back in the Xbox One PS4 days, at Sony's press conference at that E3, they did the little thing where this is how you share a game. And then it's that little video where they share a game with each other, and, it's kind of poking fun at Microsoft's idea of like the DRM and all that kind of stuff. And I loved it. I mean, that's really kind of goes to show you exactly kind of what's happening, and how they kind of stuck it to them. Later on, Yoshida and other people did kind of really go out there and make it all about, they made it all about resolution, right? So yeah, I think that it's one of those things that really kind of makes a lot of sense. They're a company that's out there trying to do certain things, and then we have, obviously, clearly, people get really upset by this stuff, but it's a business at the end of the day, right? It's a business, and people need to kind of realize that. And not only do they need to realize it, but just one of those things that people kind of really need to kind of come to get the grips of, right? These companies are going to go out there and they're going to kind of do their own thing. They're going to kind of go out there and, obviously, just as fans and gamers, we have to kind of sit there and go, you know what? It's going to be okay, because it is a business at the end of the day. So to see that Sony made fun of it, and we all had to take that, right? When they were like, well, 720p, and 1080p makes you a better gamer. This was the type of stuff that we kind of put up with as Xbox fans, and now it's like there's this other side of it, and people are really, really kind of getting hurt by it. But it's like, you guys do realize that this was something that really, both sides do it. I don't understand. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me, and quite frankly, it's a little bit baffling to see that people kind of look at it one way or the other. But the bottom line is, when it comes to PlayStation, they're going to have to deal with things a certain kind of way, and they're going to have to come up with some kind of answer, right? Clearly, right now anyway, one can argue that Sony can actually make viable and credible bids for third-party publishers like Square Enix or whoever. The problem is Sony does not exist in sort of a vacuum state, and in the current market, any attempt by Sony to acquire a publisher can and presumably will immediately be outbid by Microsoft. So that's something that people have to look at, but a company also has to want to be bought. So that's something that we also have to look at, right? If we go back into the history of things, we see that Insomniac Games had turned down opportunities to be bought out multiple times, and that's something that I think people are starting to kind of realize as well. And at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where us as fans are kind of watching this stuff and how everything kind of goes out there and kind of gets done. And like I said, there's going to be different ways that things happen. Is Sony going to go out there and buy Square or something? Like, who knows what's going to happen at the end of the day? But for right now, I feel like Microsoft is in a very good spot to kind of do whatever they want to do in terms of gaming, right? And I think that their fans are celebrating that. And if you look back to last generation with the Xbox One, I get that. Like, I've said that for a long time, right? I've totally understood where they've come from with that, where as an Xbox fan, it was hard getting dumped on all the time like that, right? It was just very difficult, and it was something that was very hard on a lot of people to kind of deal with. And it was like everything was just so negative around Xbox. It just kind of sucked. And now it looks like things are evening out or even going in favor of Xbox in some instances, and people are having a hard time with it. So for me personally, I do hope that we continue to see growth from Sony and Microsoft. We need both these companies around, and Nintendo. And it's just one of those things where where us as fans just kind of have to kind of deal with this. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the future with it. I do hope that we can see something come from it sooner rather than later. And Microsoft and Sony and all these companies, they're honestly going to continue to compete. They're going to continue to compete, and they're going to continue to do things that kind of get us fans excited for the future and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, we're just going to have to put up with it. But don't pretend that one side did it and the other side is not guilty. Like, these companies are all using these things that these strategies and tactics that realistically are that the other company has used before. Like, to be honest with you, the PS4 used tactics that the 360 used and Microsoft used during that generation, right? And then you have it to where Sony turned everything around on the Xbox One generation, right? Like, Microsoft went away from what they did that was good, and Microsoft, and Sony didn't. Sony's out there doing those things now, and now they're both kind of doing the things that the Xbox 360 did, all along. So yeah, like, it's an ebb and flow type of situation, and it's going to be very interesting and critical to see how that comes out. But to really attack one person and pretend like one side is totally innocent is just silly, and it makes you look silly, and it makes everybody look silly, to be quite honest. So with that being said, I would appreciate you guys to let me know what you think. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.